Every 45 seconds, a vehicle is stolen, and over a third of these incidents occur at the person's home. How did they know your address? More than likely, they stalked you there. In this video, I'll reveal what to do when someone is following you in a car. These are expert tips from the police and the FBI and can save your life in a pinch. At the end, I'll share bonus tips that can protect you from being a target in the first place. Tip 1. Confirm that you are being followed. Nearly 1 in 3 women and 1 in 6 men have been the victims of stalking in their lifetime. Of that number, 29% fear it might happen again. So, if you've been stalked before, and even if you haven't, don't ignore your instincts. The first thing you should do is determine if you are being followed. If you're driving in the city, the best way to be certain is to take 4 right turns or 4 left turns. This will bring you back full circle. Nobody drives in a circle, so if the car is still behind you, then you are being followed. If you're driving on the highway, move over to the right lane and slow down. Again, nobody slows down on the highway, not even for an ambulance. You can also pretend you're about to exit, but then get back on the highway at the last second. Whoever imitates you is definitely following you. Another strategy in the city is to drive to an automatic car wash with plenty of visibility. This will give you a few minutes to calm your nerves and keep an eye out for the car. Once you have confirmed that someone is following you in any of these scenarios, don't panic. You don't want them to know that you're onto them, so don't drive erratically. Most especially, never break the golden rule. Tip 2, do not drive home. When faced with a potentially dangerous situation, humans go into survival mode, which triggers our fight or flight response. Instinctively, you'll want to go to a place where you feel safe, such as your house, office, or a friend's house. Don't do any of those. Whoever is following you probably doesn't know where you live or work. By leading them there, you'll make it easier for them to locate you the next time. This also puts your loved ones or colleagues at risk in the future. We hear stories all the time of people who were followed home and burgled or worse. And here's a crazy statistic. 2 out of 3 stalkers follow their victims at least once a week. Sure, you've identified them this time, but what about next time? Don't make it easy for them to find you. Instead, drive to a safe location, preferably the police station or a fire station. Both of these are manned 24 hours a day, and nobody will follow you into either of them. If you can't find a police station, you can also drive to a busy restaurant, gas station, or shopping center. While you're trying to find a busy place to hide, be mindful of this trap. Tip 3. Don't let yourself get cornered. As you try to evade the pursuer, pay attention to where you are. You must avoid driving into a dead-end street, dark alley, or any place where you can easily be trapped. If the street doesn't have multiple exits, don't go down there. Always have an escape route. Stick with roads you are familiar with so you don't end up making a wrong turn. If you stop at a traffic light, keep some distance between you and the car in front of you. A good defensive driving technique is to drive far enough to see the tire and the pavement. This makes it easier for you to maneuver out of dangerous situations. For example, if the stalker steps out of their car to approach you, you'll have enough space to escape. Now, if the car is directly behind you and they ram into you, the next step is critical. Tip 4, stay in your car. Besides fight or flight, our 2 other psychological responses are freeze and fawn. When the person following you creates a fake accident to lure you out of your car, now is not the time to freeze. But what's worse is the fawn response, which is when you think you can appease them with your charm. Big mistake. According to Stalking Awareness, 69% of female and 80% of male stalking victims were threatened with physical harm. This means there is a high likelihood of you being physically harmed or having your car stolen. After all, they just bumped into your car, so their intentions are not good. So, whatever happens, do not come out of your car. Your car is the safest place to be right now because it creates a mobile barrier. Even if they're pretending to apologize for the fender bender and want to exchange insurance details, don't! Another tactic stalkers use to get people out of cars is the Good Samaritan gambit. They point frantically to the rear of your car, as if there is a problem, such as a flat tire or a busted tail light. However, your car will usually be the first to let you know when there is a problem. The tire pressure light and other dashboard warning lights are your first line of defense. But even if they don't indicate a problem, don't let curiosity get the worst of you. Don't speak to them and don't come out until you reach a safe place. Remember to keep your doors locked and to roll up your windows whenever you're in a threatening situation. As you make your way to a safe place, the next step will put some distance between you and the follower. Tip 5. Drive on busy roads. As you make your way to a safe place, drive through busy, well-lit public areas. However, you also don't want the place to be too busy, like getting stuck in traffic. Instead, you want a road with enough cars to obscure the view of the pursuer. You don't want them to see what you're doing. Plus, if there's enough space between you, you can lose them at a traffic light. Busy streets also allow you to drive a little quicker when they can't see you. But what if they do the same? Research from Arizona State University shows that people following others are more likely to drive dangerously. This means driving faster, making turns at erratic speeds, and changing lanes without watching. Hopefully, they get into a real fender bender and back off. While it's great to lose your follower, what is even better is for them to get busted before they can hurt you. Tip 6. Call the police. How do you know when someone following you is out to hurt you? You don't. That is why it is always a good idea to call the police. Unfortunately, only 37% of male stalking victims and 41% of women actually report it to the authorities. Once you have confirmed that someone is following you, you are well within your rights to call the police. Even if they don't find the person, you won't get in trouble for making a false report. When you do call for help, don't make it obvious. Don't acknowledge the pursuer by constantly looking over your shoulder or looking in the rearview mirror. Also, don't hold your phone up to your ear. This will only put you in danger. Instead, use a Bluetooth device or put it on speaker. You don't want to alert the stalker to what you're doing so that they don't do something drastic. For example, if they peel off in panic, you won't know the next time they'll be out looking for you. You also don't want them to speed up their timeline by chasing you down and causing harm. Rather, call for help. Keep a steady pace and stay on a major road so that officers can find you easily. Give the cops as much information as you can, like the license plates, your location, and what the person and car look like. Information like the brand, model, color, and other identifying markers. By the way, it's never too early to call the police. You can do so immediately after you notice someone following you. Sometimes, there may even be signs on your car that indicate your vehicle is being targeted. Watch this video to know more. If you see a coin in your car door handle, run and call the police. Tip 7. When you can't call anybody. If you're in a situation where your phone is dead or you suffer from nomophobia, you still have options. Your objective remains the same, which is to get to safety and get the stalker caught as soon as possible. Your best bet would be to drive to the nearest police station. Go straight inside and give the officers as much detail as possible. If you don't know where the police station is or it's too far away, look for a fire station. Another option is a military installation or a popular restaurant. You can then call the police from someone else's phone and wait until they arrive. Popular public spaces also have loads of cameras, so that will make things easier for the cops. But what do you do when the attacker speeds up their timeline? Tip 8. What to do in a hot pursuit. While we hope that every encounter will go this smoothly, that's not always the case. In some situations, the pursuer could try to force you off the road or force you to come to a stop. In that case, a bit of defensive driving will do the trick. First, you want to get to a busy road so that you can get some cars between you. Change lanes as often as needed so that the pursuer will be forced to do the same. If you're lucky, they'll end up being someone else's problem. However, if they've caught up to you and they rear-end your car, don't panic. Stay a few feet ahead, and the next time they try to ram into you, step on the brakes. This will cause more damage to their car than yours. However, you will experience whiplash, so you need to brace for impact. After a maneuver like this, the pursuer might think twice about keeping up the chase. They've seen your nerves of steel and will have to reconsider. But whether the person backs off or not, you should still call the police or drive to their station. Tip 9. Don't go home yet. If you lost the stalker during any of these steps and it looks like the coast is clear, don't get complacent. It still isn't safe to go home. 80% of stalkers also use electronic means. This means it is possible they've put a tracker on your car like an AirTag. That is why you should still go to the police until you get the all clear. When it is time to go home, take a few laps around the neighborhood. This will give you final confirmation that you're no longer being followed. You don't want to bring criminals to your house. Plus, that may be why they are stalking you. They noticed your car and want to know where it's parked and which other cars you have. Driving tips that keep you and your vehicle safe. Number 1. Never unlock your car from a distance. The safest way to get into your vehicle is to unlock it when you're standing right beside it. When you unlock it from across the car park, criminals have enough time to spot you in your car. It also gives lurkers enough time to open the door, search for valuables, or even hide in the back seat. When approaching your vehicle, leave your keys in your pocket. Again, this doesn't give them enough time to figure out which car is yours. When you reach the driver's side door, have a look around to make sure nobody is trailing or creeping behind you. Once you unlock the door, get in and lock it immediately. This is very important. While you're looking at your phone, someone can open the door. That is why you should always keep it locked and windows rolled up. Also, form the habit of always locking your car when you step out. Even if you're only going away for a few seconds, that's enough time for bandits to act, especially if you make the next mistake. Number 2, keep valuables out of sight. Car break-ins are often crimes of opportunity. Someone passing by sees something irresistible, like a laptop, phone, purse, or jacket. Some people also make the mistake of leaving their car keys in the car. Never leave valuables in plain sight. It's also a reason why car burglaries spike during Christmas. People leave toys and jackets in their cars. If you must, lock them in the trunk. Later in the video, I'll show you how to deter thieves from approaching your car when it's parked. But next, here's something you need to do while you're driving. Number 3, be aware of how carjackers lure victims. If you drive a new car, it is important to know the different tactics carjackers use. The first is something we discussed earlier in the video, which is slightly bumping into your car. They want you to come out in a fury and hopefully forget to lock the car and carry the keys. If you get bumped in the night and there aren't a lot of people around, stay in your car. Keep your doors locked and windows rolled up. Don't even leave a crack open to speak to the person. You can also honk repeatedly to get more people around you before you come out of the car. But if you feel unsafe, call the police and let the person know the cops are on their way. Another tactic they use is the man lying in the road. They pose these traps in narrow streets with low visibility. They expect you to jump out of your car with the ignition on so that an accomplice can hop in. Unless you see clear signs of an accident and you're sure that there is no one around, don't come out of your vehicle. Otherwise, reverse to an area with another clear exit while dialing 911. Then come out of your car, lock the doors, and approach the person while on the phone with emergency services. Carjackers may also use more subtle tips like flashing lights or pretending to alert you to a problem with your car. Acknowledge the person with a wave, then drive to a secure location before inspecting your car. And when you do look for a place to stop, keep the next tip in mind. Number 4, practice safe parking. The cheapest place to park is rarely the safest. Only park in well-lit areas with security measures in place. This applies to whether you're parking on the street or the parking lot of a shopping mall. Even though car parks are some of the safest places to park, you still need to choose the right spot carefully. Park in a well-lit area, preferably near the guards, and in clear view of the CCTV cameras. Also, park in a high-traffic area, as this will serve as a deterrent. But wherever you park, always enter in reverse. That way, you have a clear line of sight in front of your car. If you see a strange vehicle pulling up, you can quickly exit and be on your way. The last tip will protect your car when you're not around to do it. Number 5, install anti-theft devices. The best way to protect your car is by using obvious anti-theft devices. An audible device like a car horn draws unwanted attention when someone is trying to break into your car. Visible devices like steering wheel locks, anti-theft decals, and VIN etching will either slow criminals down or prevent the theft entirely. Another visible deterrent is a dash cam. They cost less than $40, but come in handy in different types of situations. The next level is the use of an immobilizer. This will prevent the car from being hot-wired, but even if the intruder steals your key, they won't be able to start the car without the right sequence. The third level is vehicle recovery systems. These make it easier for law enforcement to track down and recover your vehicle. When you do install an anti-theft device, speak to your insurer to see how it can lower your monthly outgoings. So there you have it, 9 tips on what to do if you're being followed and 5 that reduce the chances of you being targeted in the first place. Being aware of how thieves and stalkers operate will keep you safe. It also helps to learn defensive driving techniques and to always keep your car in good driving condition. You don't want an actual flat tire or for your engine to stall while you're being pursued. Moral of the story, stop skipping car maintenance. If you enjoyed this video, check out our next one, 19 tricks to stop car theft in 3 seconds. Guaranteed.